doing well this morning. We are here for campaigns. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. If you guys could just sort of let me know if you can see it. I'll take silence as we can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Perfect. So where we're going to start in campaigns, actually going to start from the homepage so we know where to find campaigns. So when we log in to command, so agent.kw.com, it's obviously going to take us to our home screen here. But today we are in to learn campaigns. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit my little KW up here in the top so I can expand down so I can see all of my different applets here. And we are looking for the megaphone. So we're going to go here into campaigns. So we've got our campaigns dashboard here. It'll look a little bit different. Oops, I replayed the music. It'll look a little bit different depending on the experience or the amount that you are using paid campaigns inside of Command. So if you think that yours looks different from the person sitting next to you in the workspace, that is 100% okay. The more that you use it, the more that the information here is going to change and you're going to see a lot more that's going on. But in today's campaign class, we're going to try to get through all four parts of different campaigns that can be run. So we have our paid ads, we have our emails that can go out, such as newsletters, direct mailers, and social posts. So if I talk incredibly quick, which is normally the way that things go, we should be able to make our way through all four of those. Everybody does start out pretty much muted. So if you have any questions as we go through, don't hesitate to just kind of unmute yourself. I prefer that over the chat because I'm not very good at making sure that I'm looking at everything that's happening at once. Or you can do the raise your hand because chances are I will see that before I see something pop up in the chat. So feel free to interrupt. Let's go ahead. Let's get started with paid ads. So for those of you that don't know, we have an extremely special relationship with Facebook. So when we post our ads, sponsored ads through Facebook through Command versus through Facebook, our leads are actually going to flow back directly into our Command, into our contacts, and they're going to be marked as a lead. So how do we get started on those campaigns? Up here in the top right-hand corner, we're just going to hit create new campaign. We've got some options here. We're going to go with our social ad. Paid. We always want to give this some sort of name. So we're going to go Twilight Drive because this is the new listing that I would like to advertise. There are multiple goals here that we have. So like what we're trying to generate, what kind of leads we're trying to get when we're putting out these social ads. Honestly, advertise listing, multiple listings, and attract listings are the ones that I see most commonly used that tend to have the best turnaround, at least for me personally. So Twilight Drive is my new listing. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to advertise this listing. And then I'm going to decide where I want this listing to go out. For me, I have not seen a ton of success running in other platforms. So I'm going to choose Facebook. And I'm going to set up my campaign here. And since I did select attract a listing, it's immediately going to ask me to search for the listing that I want to go ahead and advertise. So we'll do all listings here. We'll put in our address. Here's my listing, pulling straight over from my MLS. Just going to select that listing. Immediately, it's going to grab the first picture that you do have listed on MLS for you. So there's no more searching your computer looking for the photos that the photographer sent to you or jumping into Dropbox and downloading those and re-uploading those. Command is smart enough to go ahead and pull those directly in from our MLS. After today, if you forget how to create a campaign, you do have Gary Keller that will pop up here. And he's going to walk you through ad creation. But I'm here, so we're going to push Gary to the side for today, and we're just going to skip that. If I've accidentally selected the wrong listing, because I've just got so many out there in the world. I can always go ahead and change my listing here at the top, but I didn't make human error today, so I'm going to keep moving forward. The first place we have is our ad text. So this is where we're going to go ahead and customize what our ad is going to look like and what's coming over to Facebook. It does pull my marketing remarks immediately in. If that's something you want to use, great. I like my marketing remarks that I write, so I'm going to actually leave these in here. But I am going to add emojis into these. So all the weird algorithms of the Facebook world have actually come to the conclusion that if we're including emojis and really keeping our text limit low, those ads have more likely to have been clicked on. So we'll go ahead. Feeling kind of springy today. So let's add a little flower in here. Going to change my exclamation point. Oops, too far down. There we go. You will notice that even though I did have my cursor up here, kind of where I wanted that emoji to be, it's immediately going to put it at the end. But that's okay, because we can go ahead and just use our regular keyboard click. So either Command C if you are on a Mac, or your Control C and Control V if you are a PC user. So go ahead. I've got my emojis put in place here. You'll notice that as I change my main copy, my ad is changing over on the right-hand side as well. So I'm going to jump down. I'm going to grab my headline here. Let's see, what do we want to put in today? Let's see. Something that's just going to attract somebody to click on that Learn More button. We obviously want them to move forward. Let's say, check it out today. Again, it's changing over here on the side. And then I do have this description. Luckily, if you're not a super creative person with words, the system will kind of shuffle through these that kind of give you great options to put in for the description. If you want to go ahead and use that suggestion after you've shuffled through, we'll go ahead and just put that into play. So we've got what our verbiage here is going to look like for our ad. So once I've completed that, I'm happy with what it looks like. I can go ahead and save this here. And then I'm going to go ahead and configure the actual media of the ad. So by clicking on configure here, like I said, it automatically added in my first picture that's loaded up on MLS, but I do have the ability to add more in. So let's just grab meeny, meeny, miny, Mo, great back deck. Let's go ahead and grab that one here. We can change the dimensions of the photo that we do have in here. So if it is more fitting for square, or if you are using sort of Instagram as well, you can crop those so that those show up great. But I'm just going to go wide on my photo here. I'm going to save this image. And you'll notice as I add more images in, it does start to add those over on the side. So those will just be kind of on a rotating transition as that ad runs. If we are adding in multiple photos, the system is smart enough to know that if somebody hit learn more frequently based on that beautiful bathroom picture that we added in, the system will actually rotate that picture to be the first picture that pops up instead of maybe that picture of the front of the home, or if it has that amazing pool in the backyard that we added that photo to, that will show up as first as well. Your DBA logo is required when going to run these ads. It should be automatically uploaded in there for you, but you do have the decision to move that to the right or to the left hand side of each of the pictures that we've got. So if I am happy with my photos that I have chosen, I can go ahead, I can just save add media here. And now I kind of want to configure where this is going and where I'm sending someone when they hit that learn more option. So I've got my account here. I'm going to select which page I want this to syndicate out for. So I've selected my business page here. And destination, this is kind of an important thing when we are running these Facebook ads. If we're not selecting this lead generation form and we're just using a site or landing page, we're not going to capture any of that information that is coming from that person. So we're not going to get their name, their phone number, their email, unless they were to input that physically themselves. So we always want to make sure that we're using this Facebook lead generation form. There are multiple options for call to action. I have not really came up with a good ad for sign up or apply now. If you do have a suggestion for those, I am more than happy to hear them, but typically I'm just going to use learn more. And then I have to decide where I'm going to send them after they hit that learn more option. So for my advertised listings, I'm typically going to send them directly to my site for my KW site. So I'm just going to go ahead here in a new tab. I'm going to go to my KW given website. Going to go ahead and just search for that property. Here it is right here. Going to go ahead, just click on that. And this is going to give them all of the pictures, all of the information that my MLS provides. They've got the ability to go ahead and contact me. They can even jump in here and take my virtual tour if that's something that I have added onto my listing. So I'm just going to grab my URL here. I'm going to jump back into campaigns and I'm just going to paste that in. If you prefer, you can set up a landing page that's specific just to that particular listing. I typically always just send them directly to the listing because then maybe they can search for some other properties as well. And then we're going to get down to where we're going to target this. Typically, I like to use custom settings on all of mine. It is going to immediately tag the city based on where my listing was chosen. We can take this all the way down to 15 and we can expand this out. I want to say we're up to 50 now. We can go all the way up to a 50-mile radius. 20 is what I have the best luck with. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a 20-mile radius from this location. And now I can actually target specific interests that people may have on Facebook. So this is, I want to like really dial down. I really only want people that are maybe super interested in this property or potentially buying or selling with me in the future. So we can go ahead, we can add our interests here. And there are hundreds by hundreds and hundreds of different interests that we could have. So this property does have a little bit higher of a price point on it. So maybe I want to go ahead and do maybe accounting. There we go. Maybe somebody who's into investing. I can go ahead and I can add in as many interests as I choose. If I want to narrow that audience down even more, by clicking narrow audience here, I can select other interests as well. With this being said, this is more of an and. So if I am narrowing this down and I save this here, they would have to be interested in online investing, real estate investing, and advertising. So those matches must be the same. So I'm just kind of narrowing down my funnel of potential people that my ad's going to show up in front of. So once I've decided I'm good here and where I want to narrow my ad down to, I'm going to go ahead and save Facebook ad. And then I'm going to decide how much money I want to spend and how long my ad is going to run for. Obviously, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of these ads have been run. So the system is going to give you what it thinks is best practices, which is going to be that $10 a day, and roughly about $1 per day. So we can decide how long we run for. So I'm gonna narrow it down. I've got good confidence that if I run this for a few days and just the way that the market is, it's going to be pending before I even know it. And I just decide how much money I want to spend. So this will be just $30 straight to Facebook over 6 days. And then I can go ahead and save that. And then now my ad is looking good. It's ready to go. Before I publish it, I always want to take a look and just see what this is going to look like on the mobile version as well. So obviously these days, pretty much all of us live on their phones, or we're guilty of just scrolling through, potentially maybe a few of you right now, because I've totally lost you or I've bored you to death that you may be scrolling through Facebook currently. So if my ad pops up in front of you, I want to see what that's going to look mobilely. So we can switch that over to mobile. Great. My ads, my words here for my ad was not too long, so I'm not getting anything cut off for my main, and I'm not getting anything cut off for my headline as well. So this all fits. So this is going to look great on that mobile version as well as if anybody is on that desktop version. So when I'm ready to go, I'm just going to hit this publish campaign up in the top right hand corner. Not actually going to publish this one out, but you guys have the idea. When I'm ready for this to go, just click publish campaign. It does take roughly 24 hours for that to go through the Facebook sort of process of making sure that we're not violating any of their rules when it goes to ad spend. But then that ad should start populating for you in the next day or so. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to back out here. And so once that campaign has run in my dashboard here, I can see kind of how long everything ran for, what my impressions were, what my clicks were, and then what my leads were here. If I click on the number of leads that I've got, here's my full list of names, emails, phone numbers. As we scroll through, the beauty of this here is that as I go through, all of them look to be actually accurate names, email, phone numbers. And the reason that this is like this is because I used my Facebook lead generation form. When they hit that learn more option, their information was automatically plugged in, and then it took them over to the landing page for my website. So instead of going to my website, scrolling down to the bottom, filling out their contact information, or not really the real contact information just because they want to move forward, this is real. It's right here for me. I can go ahead and start to contact out these people. Any questions on paid campaigns before we move forward to emails? Remember, you are all muted. Perfect. Let's jump over into emails. So same idea, top right-hand corner, campaigns. We're going to hit create a new campaign. We're going to do email here. Of course, we have to give it a name. So we're just going to go for testing on this one. And here, I'm just going to go brand awareness. I'm just going to send out an email to my whole database, wishing them, let's see, what holiday is next? We'll do Happy Mother's Day. I'm using my command email, and I'm going to move forward and just set up my campaign. So I do have my account defaulted to my KW email. If I wanted to change this to where it was coming from a different email, that's just in the settings of commands. So just go into settings, and you can decide what email these are going to come from. And then I'm going to decide what list of individuals I want to send this to. So whether that's my entire database, or if I just want to send it to all of my friends that are in my mom Facebook group that I have here in my database, just wanting to send them Happy Mother's Day. I can create a new list here if I've not created one so far, and filter those by all of my tags and add them into a list. I can edit any previous lists that I have. If I need to take someone off or add a new person in, I can do that here as well. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to go with this list of recipients that I have. Again, I've got my name here, where it's coming from and where that reply to is going to go. So I'm just going to go here and we're going to give it a subject line. Happy Mother's Day. And then I can select the design content that I went and created in design. So I think designs was taught yesterday. So hopefully some of you guys caught that class on how to customize those email templates. Here's my Mother's Day template that I've created. I did all of this in designs, but if I need to make any changes to it or update that, I can do that here. So I realized if I made some sort of spelling mistake, I can go in and change my content here. I can go ahead and preview what this is going to look like when it comes over. Obviously, contact name here. I can go ahead, I can just select someone out of my database. And this is what it's going to look like when Erin receives it. And then when Abby receives it, it's going to have her name in here as well. Again, we can preview what this is going to look like on multiple different devices. So if I feel comfortable with what my campaign looks like here for my email, I can go ahead and just save that. And I can schedule these out as far in the future as I want. So if you're feeling super creative, kind of like I had done for my database, I went in and in about an hour in designs, I put together a template for every single holiday for the rest of 2021. And I actually scheduled them out so that when those holidays roll around, I can spend time with my family, my friends, all of my loved ones, and I don't have to worry, oh, did I send that email out to my database? I know that I have got these scheduled out, going out to my clients. I'm making command work harder for me so that I can enjoy my time. But we can also instantly send this out as well if we're not wanting to schedule that out. Okay. I already have mine scheduled, so I'm actually just going to back out of this here. But as you can see, these are all the ones that I have got scheduled out and what I've sent so far over this year. If you anybody have any questions over emails, that one's kind of quick. But if you've got questions, unmute yourself and let me know. Perfect. Part number 3 of campaigns is direct mail. I think this one might be kind of my favorite one that I think is kind of underutilized across the board. So I'm sure most all of you in this class have sent out some sort of postcard to your database or to a neighborhood when you've just sold or listed something. So you had to create it, then you had to go to a print company and order it. They print it, they send it to you. Then you go through the process of either handwriting on all of your addresses and physically putting your stamps on. Those days are over. I am glad to tell you we have partnered with a company called Real Mailers. So I can design my cards, send them to Real Mailers through campaigns. And as long as I've submitted it to Real Mailers by 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, they can promise me that those are going to be printed and out for postage. And yes, I mean out for postage. As we go through here, you'll kind of see what this is going to look like, but Real Mailers is going to send it for you. So you no longer have to wait the 3 to 4 days for them to be printed and sent to you, and then for you to find the time to get your addresses and your stamps onto there. It's all going to happen simultaneously, and we can do this in just a few minutes. So again, our beautiful create a campaign in the top right, we're going to go direct mail. We're going to do this one for 123 Main Street. I'm going to advertise my listing again. And then I can use default templates that the system provides to me, or if you're feeling a little bit more on that creative side, you can upload your own template that you've created in designs. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to use the default templates. I trust KWRI. I think they did a great job. I'm going to set up my campaign here. We're going to go to all listings. I'm going to just keep using Twilight Drive today because that's how I feel about this property. Going to go ahead, just select that. So I've got my property selected. And then I've got these templates over here that Keller Williams has provided for me. So depending on what size of postcard I want to send out or what template I prefer, I'm going to go slightly larger today. We're just going to go with the 6x9. Again, it's pulling all of that information over from MLS. So it's got my address here. It's got my sale price. If you want just listed, just sold, coming soon, depending on what type of advertisement we're trying to do, that status will be printed on our card as well. But this one, I've got just listed. Oh, it didn't look like it pulled over my bedrooms and bathrooms, but I do know it's 5x5. So I've got my bathrooms here. Again, my marketing remarks. So this description prints on the back of my postcard, along with a little bit more information. So I'm going to go ahead, since the system pulled it in for me, I'm going to save that. I've got all of my marketing profile filled out. So it does have my photo, my name, email, phone number. That will also be printed on the back of my postcard. Go ahead and save. Got my market center information. Just want you to kind of confirm that. And this is just so that if any of those are returned, they're going to get sent over to my market center. Hopefully my director of first impressions is going to pass those on to me. And then I'm going to be able to update some of my addresses. So this is where we come to targeting. So we have two options on our targets here. We can locally target. So this is going to be for those just sold, just listed, coming soon kind of postcards that we're sending out, because we obviously want to target around that neighborhood. So we can locally target, but we can also target our database. So if we're wanting to send out quarterly postcards for just fun reminders for what's happening for the season, we can do that as well, because we have made sure all of our addresses are in for our clients. So we can either target them specifically, but for this one with our listing, we're going to go local on our targeting here. So again, address plugged in, even better. I don't have to type that in. And then I'm just going to decide how much I want to spend on my postcard. So if I want 200 of these to go out locally around Evendale, I can do that. And I'm looking at $158. Yes, that includes our postage. Super cheap, 79 cents for the card and for it to go out automatically for us. So I'm good with spending $158. Gonna save this here. And I do think that this is pretty neat. We can also add a QR code to this postcard. Obviously, we want to see how effective it was when I sent out $158. So I'm going to stick my QR code on the back of this here. And I can actually just send them to any place on my KW Given website, or if I have set up a landing page specifically for this property where they can gain more information. Okay, so we've got our QR code here, and next we're going to go to configure our targeting. Oops, I forgot to confirm the photo. Silly me. Low resolution, that's a high resolution picture. It's beautiful. Okay, well, it wouldn't be a class if something didn't want to go a little bit wonky for me. So I'm just gonna grab a random picture, grab my desktop here. Sorry, was not prepared for that one. You're still gonna tell me it's low resolution. Come on. We've got this. Oh, bummer. One moment, hold please. We're going to upload a custom one. It does the same thing. Let's see here. I think I've got a few that I have from before, so I appreciate your patience. Okay, this is the moment where I ask somebody to tell a joke because I'm getting a little nervous, so it's not working. Okay, so this is just going to upload one that I created in Designs instead. I have to find the back of that postcard. Perfect. When you do upload your design, I guess this is a good learning moment for those. Not as much information is going to pre-fill for us. So even though my DBA logo and my market center information is filled out in my marketing profile, you will have to manually enter that here. So I guess this was a good teaching moment. So now that you know that you'll have to fill it in yourself. And now, in a rush, I'm going to do all sorts of terrible typing. I thought I selected Ohio. I guess I did not. We're just going to target around the market center because that's an address that I can type in really quick. Okay, we're just going to pretend like that little hiccup didn't happen. We've got our postcard in. We've got our budget. Now we're going to go to configure targeting. We got there. Thanks for hanging in there, team. And then it decided that it was going to still give me a little bit of a hard time. We didn't even get to the cool part where it will pick all of the houses in an area for us where we can determine what price point when the last time it sold, because obviously I don't want to target a home that has been sold later or has been sold in like the past year. Okay, well, sorry, just having a moment with direct mail. If you do have any questions, I will put my information in the chat and I'll be more than happy to meet with you on a one-on-one session or send you a video of what that looks like when we move forward in our direct mail. So we're just going to go back and we're going to move to the fourth part of our campaigns here, which is our social posts. So these are posts that are just going to go to our business page. They're not sponsored. They just automatically are going to go out. We can kind of schedule those out, which I think is pretty neat, spending 15 to 20 minutes on a Sunday evening where I can decide what I'm going to post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on my business page and not have to think about it for the rest of the week is a beautiful thing in my opinion. So we have the ability to go ahead and schedule out what we're going to have. But I think one of the coolest things that KWRI has provided to us is these quick posts. So we can shuffle through different quick posts that they have for us. So if you're not super creative with what you want to get out to your business page, or you just want to make it as quick and easy as possible. If I like this one here, if I hit my little arrow, it's going to pre-populate things for me. So it's got my text that's already in here. It's got my colorful emojis that are in here for me already. The image pre-uploads for me as well. And I don't even have to, I'm not even thinking. I can go ahead, select what business page I want this to go to, and I can schedule it out. So if I want this to go tomorrow, 10 a.m., it's a quick post that's there for me. There's quite a few that KWRI has put in. So you'll notice as I go through, there are a ton of different options. They're constantly adding more posts for you to where you can just get those easily scheduled out onto your business page. And they also have these cute little videos as well that you could maybe decide to feature a neighborhood once a week that you specialize in. So pretty quickly and easily, if we just search for a neighborhood, well, we're gonna go with Hyde Park, Florida today, mainly because I would love to be on a beach right now. So we've got the name of the neighborhood. Pulling average sales price. Hold on. Let's try one more time. Well, it's going to pull the name of the neighborhood. We should be pulling our home price and our average square foot for us as well. Man, I am just, and the number of homes for sale. But I can pull this off my KW website. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pull the numbers ourselves today. What neighborhood do I want? There we go. Come on. There we go. Let's see. So now I can explore my neighborhood out here. And now I can pull my numbers in manually to my little video here. I can decide what verbiage that I want. Let's see, number of homes for sale currently, we have 15. And our average days on market. So then we've got our information in here. Again, it's going to pull over all of our information from our marketing profile, as well as our brokerage information. So it takes it just a few seconds to create a video for us. Do the Jeopardy song for everyone. Really embarrassed myself on this one today. And then pretty quickly, we've got our little video here that plays that kind of just is telling everybody what's going on in that particular neighborhood. So that information that we had plugged in is going to kind of play through our video here. Pretty cute. But then once we get towards the end, your information is going to populate on that video. So we can quickly, once a week, just kind of go ahead and get a video out for a particular neighborhood, as well as have all of our social posts be scheduled out for us. Any questions on social posts? Or I just lost you. I mean, I really do appreciate each and every one of you going through the battles of my favorite thing, direct mail, not working from you. Are working for you. So I did put, or I am going to put my contact information into the chat. So that is my email. Feel free to reach out. I know you guys all have amazing Market Center tech trainers yourself that can reach out or that you can reach out to that'll help you. But I'm also willing to help any of you if you've got any questions. moving forward, or as you jump into campaigns and try to run different types yourself. I'm a great resource for you guys as well. And if you guys are question free, or I put you all to sleep, or I talk too fast, you guys can jump off and have 20 minutes of your day back. Perfect. Toodaloo.